Hello and welcome to another update about GMT. So let's take a look, maybe put a bit of context around it. We'll start with the last video, just a snippet from the last video that was on the 19th of April, just really 4 days ago. And just want to give you a quick overview of what we said. Back then we were, by the way, at $3.72 4 days ago. And you might go all the way back to the support level at 312. That would certainly be another possible entry point because you're pulling back to a trend line. So you would then, for example, your stop loss would activate around 370 and you would go back to that support level here and retest it on the daily. You retest it on the daily and that would then be another at least opportunity where probably a lot of people will go long again. So this is exactly what happened. As you can see, where did we go to? We actually did not only go back to $3.12, which was here the higher support. We actually touched the lower support level of that range. We went back all the way to the $3 level and yeah, we came all the way back. So that pretty much worked out. It worked out a little bit faster than I actually expected, but there you go. Because we were, I think in the last video, we were already turning around here on the RSI. I mean, I'm currently on the, on the MACD. I'm on the daily chart here, now on the daily chart, yeah. So as you can see, we have come down and we have retested this on the daily. And I said, probably a lot of people will go long. And to be honest, it did go all the way up from $3 again to $3.44. So quite impressive because this is a key support level where a lot of people went long, but it was not really sustainable. So I'm gonna take that out because this is exactly what I showed you here in the last video. It did come down, came to that support level, and this is exactly where we currently are. But how likely is it now that we continue that uptrend? Well, what we need to say at the moment, we are still in an uptrend, yeah. We have come down, and anybody who really had the stop loss, as I suggested, I mean, I can't give you financial advice. It is always your own opinion. I can only tell you what I would have done, and I would have stop set in case of a breakout of that channel here. I would have set a stop loss at 370, and if someone did that and it really triggered, that would have been amazing because you were stopped out and then it came down all the way to $3, and then you probably might have gone up long again when we touched that support. But to be fair, we didn't really have a bullish candle. Maybe here after this candle, that would have been a long opportunity after this bullish engulfing one. But as you can see here, there wasn't really a lot of great uptrend going on until today, when we moved up all the way to 344. But again, it was all sold quickly. So yeah, this is now critical. This is critical. We don't really have that uptrend. Well, we have an uptrend still in place because we haven't made a lower low. Technically, an uptrend is only broken as soon as you break below a previous low. So when you make a lower low, and that is exactly here at the lower support of that range. So this will be where I think a downtrend could start if we really go below that 296 level that I have on the chart. So I've got here this zone on the chart already on the last video. So this is the zone. I believe if we get below that, that could really trigger a downtrend. At the moment, we are still holding above it, yeah? And therefore, a stop loss could obviously be set below that level. Now, I'm not suggesting you to do that. That is what I would do. Probably on the lower time frame, I would even set it a bit closer because it would be quite a lot here. That area from where we currently are to just 290 is quite a bit. But yeah, we are still holding. But I must tell you that the way we came down here again looked fairly impulsive. So we had a few bearish engulfing candles here, and yes, there was a peak to 344, but it was sold all, you know, again, maybe we see more on the 1 hour chart, and again, yeah, nothing too good. Yeah, this looked interesting, but it was a bit of a fake out, so it was not sustainable, and I'd be a bit careful here, to be honest. And what we can do here on the daily, we have obviously here these resistance levels around $3.28. Yeah, as you can see, we are a bit in a range here currently. Might be forming actually an ascending triangle. So basically here. So that would suggest a good chance for another long opportunity might now be above this 330 level. bearing in mind there could be resistance at 345. So it's getting a bit tricky, but this is just looking at the price action and the pattern side of things. We are still sort of, if I zoom out, still here in this channel. As long as you are in this channel, you are also still in an uptrend, yeah. And this green area here is very, very important. Below that, I would expect a sell-off, and that would go quite well together with breaking out of this channel to the downside, yeah. And what would then be the next support? So let's take a look. If we add the VPVR, the next major historical volume is starting here in this area around 250. So there will certainly be some support around 250, maybe already starting here at 267, these previous peaks, but the main volume was around the 250 level. So this is in case we really break below the channel, and below that level here of 296, 295. Should we really move to the upside here, and we are currently again still in a pattern and we don't know what's going to happen until we break out of a pattern, should we move above that 330 level, next target would be the imminent target 345, and that would also be very well in line with the technical target of the triangle. If we take the height of the triangle, add it to another breakout point, well, that would actually be a bit higher. That could take us all the way up to 360, that next higher high, yeah. So that is about price action, and let's take a look at where we actually are on the daily in terms of the MACD. Well, MACD made a bearish crossover. That is not a great sign. Now the daily isn't, I just want to say the daily isn't over yet, and maybe it's starting again to go up. Yeah, the daily isn't over yet, and therefore it's still fighting here. And if the daily candle closes and we get here not a bearish crossover, that would at least give the bulls another chance to turn it around. Yeah, sometimes you get it just prevented just before that happens, but it's close. It's close. If the price drops a little bit lower, we're probably going to see here the bearish crossover. That would of course not be a bullish sign, but bear in mind we're still in the pattern, we're still holding support. Now daily RSI pretty much close to being overbought. And as always, when a cryptocurrency is overbought, and you saw, and I think in the previous video we saw that bearish divergence already, that indicates a price drop, and that also played out as it often does when you have a bearish divergence, especially on the daily. That is a reason for a correction. At the moment, we still have a long signal down there on the ADX and DI, which is a good sign. On the 4-hour chart, yes, negative momentum reducing, but slowing down as well. And the RSI is currently holding above 50. So we are still in a moment here where the bulls and the bears are fighting, I believe. Interesting enough as well, volume decreasing, as you can see here, which indicates we are here in a triangle. As always, when we are in a triangle, volume and volatility reducing, and when you then get the breakout, that could be a significant move. Yeah, therefore certain positions could be programmed at certain breakout points, yeah, and the stop losses as well. But again, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I can only tell you what I see here in the chart. One more thing to really take a look here at in terms of the Elliott Waves. Yeah, it's a bit hard because it's the chart history isn't really long, but we could potentially have seen here a 5-wave move, and we are now going to see an ABC. And the reason for that is that we could label that here obviously as a first impulse. Then you get your wave 2. Then we have here our wave 3. This would have been the wave 4, and this could have been the wave 5. Yeah, let's take a look if that matches in terms of also the Fibonacci extensions. Yeah, I mean the wave 3 moved pretty much to the 3.618 Fib extension, so fine, yeah. That is typical level for a young cryptocurrency that it can reach. And then the wave 4, how much did that actually retrace? Let's take a look. The wave 4 from the beginning of the wave 3. Yeah, pretty much between, I need to go here. Yeah, pretty much to the 38.2% Fib level. Ideal retracement for a wave 4. So it could be really likely that we have now seen the 5th wave. That would indicate that we could come down quite a bit in a larger correction. And we're talking here about price levels of, yeah, you know, we could say at least $2, yeah, the 50% fib retracement. But for now, as long as it is holding support here, that would not trigger yet, yeah. But if we break out of that channel, that could really take us down to that $2 level. For now, it could also become an extended wave 5. I don't know that. Therefore, it is also important to take a look here at the support levels here and to combine other indicators with the Elliott wave method. But looking here currently, it is holding support. As long as it's holding support, as long as we are in an uptrend, the trade is your friend. Yeah, we are still in an uptrend, in an overall uptrend. Of course, here we had a short-term downtrend, and therefore I said, well, I said in the previous video that, yeah, in my opinion, a stop loss around 370 would be a potentially good idea. That is what I would have done, and that would have triggered, and then we would have come down here, and then it could have been another entry point. And in fact, we actually moved up to 345 again, but of course, I can't cover every little move here on this channel, but we are still in a pattern here, and yeah, there are options to break above 330. This would be the bullish scenario as described, and to the downside would be below 295. All right, hopefully that video was useful about GMT. If you liked it, then please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.